And I think we're seeing much more of that starting to come out, and also to gin up problems for Iran. This whole thing looks like it had every intention of killing people who were not in Al-Qaeda, not members of Al-Qaeda.
Sure, Wayne Madsen. Well, yeah, Al-Qaeda is a tool used to kill the Constitution, kill the Bill of Rights, and let the military-industrial complex take over the whole world. In closing, any other intel on other big breaking stories that we should watch the horizon for? But one more question along this line before you answer that one. Are Israel planning to attack Iran? Is the United States planning to back them up? What do these statements by Biden mean about that Israel has a right by itself to attack, and the U.S. will support that? Is Israel in a ramping up mode for all of this aggression, or are they becoming discredited in any way, or do they just not care and it's damn the maneuvers go straight at us? I mean, is this just, where do you see things going?
Well, 2 Israeli naval vessels just transited the Suez Canal with the permission of Egypt, I might add, and it said that was a message, warning message to Iran. We know that the Netanyahu-Lieberman government over there has every intention of launching an attack against Iran, especially since Ahmadinejad was reelected as president. This is a government that is extremely right-wing, extremely pro-war. So I don't think we can rule anything. I believe that the Israeli government under Netanyahu and Lieberman is much more warlike than any of the missives we're hearing out of Tehran. They're in basically a defensive mode over there right now, and they had all the turmoil on the streets. And I've reported that Soros and his gang were basically manipulating a lot of that on both sides, I would add. As his want to do, but I believe now this plane crash today in Iran that killed a number of Iranians of Armenian descent. The plane was on its way to Armenia. Armenia and Iran have very good close relations, but I believe that could be a warning message. That plane was seen. The tail section was on fire before it crashed. It could be another case of sabotage, but why do it? That could be a warning by this secret group. Don't probe too far because we're still active. We pulled this one off, and the next plane could be one here in the United States carrying.
What about Air France and that other one that crashed in the ocean? I mean, planes keep blowing up and falling into the ocean after strange terror alerts.
Well, the Air France plane had 2 passengers on board who were flying to Geneva for the annual small arms survey, where they come out and they talk about weapons proliferators, small arms proliferators. That's a multi-billion-dollar business, so it's quite clear that these individuals were threats to that industry. One of the big kingpins in that industry is in Brazil. There was another terrorist threat against another Air France plane from Buenos Aires flying to Paris just before that crash. We may have on our hands here an aviation terrorism group operating under government cover, and that I think should work everybody.
Well, it's perfect. I mean, the globalist, the Interpol international system runs airport security, and it's always been their favorite way to kill people, is blowing them up in aircraft.
And Israeli security companies, mostly ex-Mossad individuals, have contracts to provide a lot of security at airports, including many here in the United States, and for many international airlines, including U.S. airlines.
Oh, it just gets worse and worse. And any word on when they're planning to go ahead and attack Iran and how?
Well, we've seen so many, so much chatter, what they call indications and warning in the past. The Israelis will never show their hands, so sending the ships through the Suez Canal, you can never pinpoint any type of attack. But let's face it, Israel cannot attack Iran without the military support of the United States. We control the airspace between Israel and Iran, so anything they would do would have to have our cooperation.
And was the revolution trying to get the United States behind the attack to demonize the Iranians?
Well, I think so, and it's also try to soften up Iran by creating a domestic problem in that country, to create maybe rifts within the Iranian military, within Iranian intelligence and security. Whether that has happened or not, I think it's anyone's guess, obviously.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it was a smokescreen cover to insert more operatives, and during the fog of war and hysteria, to set up some other programs they're going to be launching very soon.
Well, that's right, and but I think the Obama's got a real problem. He's trying to do this outreach to Iran, and with more revelations coming out about this JSOC Mossad operation targeting Iranian military commanders and Iranian scientists, that could really derail anything the administration has in mind.
You're saying outreach. This is like Bay of Pigs trying to sabotage Kennedy?
Well, it very well could be, absolutely.
All right, Wayne Madsen, we really appreciate you coming on the broadcast with us today, and we'll talk to you again next week. WayneMadsenReport.com. Appreciate all the info.